Good morning. Okay, it's been a really long time since I've made a video. That's just how it is. But there are a few things that I've wanted to talk about. The first thing is swords. I love swords. I've always really liked it and liked the Middle Ages and fantasy and things that involve swords. Anyway, so I have studied some fencing and some sort of more historical European martial arts type of things, and this has been my journey. So a few years ago I started taking a class called just historical weaponry at a place called Guard Up. Guard Up is located in Burlington, Massachusetts, and they have a variety of classes. They have fencing, they have stage fighting, they have this historical weaponry class, they have more LARP-based classes, they do summer camps, they do like zombie Nerf battles and fun stuff. And it's pretty much, it's targeted towards kids, but there were a few older people there as well. I think they do have adult classes in some areas. So, the class that I took was historical weaponry. It was a boffer fighting class, and it was mostly like 8th grade boys. There were probably like 10 to 15 kids there at any given class. And the way it was structured was in these kind of modules of like, we'd focus on one topic for a few weeks and then we'd move on and go somewhere else. So we did the Aztecs, we did the Crusades, we did Brazilian jungle fighting, we did ancient Persia, ancient Mongolia, ancient Japan. We traveled all over the world and throughout many time periods. So it was a really good, solid kind of foundation in how to use different weapons, how to adapt to different weapons. We did Spanish rapier. I hated Spanish rapier. But I really liked doing the Aztecs with the Macahuitl. It was really fun. Anyway, so what came out of that was that I had to choose a senior project to focus on for a year, learn something, do something, create something with a mentor. So I asked the instructor of that class if he would be willing to mentor me to learn German longsword for a year. And he said yes. And my teacher said that yes, that was an okay project to do. And so I did it. And so I studied German longsword with him for a year. We focused mostly on the texts from Joachim Meyer. It was really great. I really love German long. It was kind of, that's what I was looking for when I started taking fencing when I was 13. And it wasn't until so many years later that I discovered that I really wanted to have a big two-handed sword. So, I'd like to show you the sword that I got for that. This is my German long. It's plastic. It's got a rubber grip, and it's kind of some kind of plastic blade. Yes, we hit each other with hard plastic. I got a lot of bruises. It was very fun. This sword comes apart for easier shipping, which is great. I think it cost me around $90. My dad bought it for me, because he's nice. So it comes in 4 parts, like this, and you can get them in all different colors. This one's from Red Dragon Armory. You can even get like glow-in-the-dark ones. You can get each of the parts in a different color. But I went for black, just for no distractions and easier to uniformity. I could have gone for like a silver blade and a brown hilt or something, but I chose not to. So I worked with this for a year. It's decently not unbalanced. the balancing point is like here somewhere. Where's the balancing point? It's like 6 inches in front of the hilt, in front of the crossguard, which is like pretty fine. It has a, the screw end here goes all the way through to about here. It's pretty good. It weighs about the same as a period metal sword would have weighed. So, when I decided that I was going to go to Picoline, I had to decide kind of what kind of weapon I wanted to use, and I have the most familiarity with this, so I looked for something that was the most similar to this, and I found one, and I will be bringing that. But it has also come to my attention that two-handed swords are not the greatest in medieval battles, and it would be a lot better to have to do like sword and shield, or spear, or bow and arrow. So I may get a short sword as well as a sidearm. Also because obviously if you get hit in one arm, you can't use that arm anymore, and so you can't use a two-handed sword. I may also get some arrows and do that, because we have a bow that should be about the right poundage limit. So, gotta decide about weapons. I'm definitely bringing a longsword, even if I don't end up using it in actual battle. So let me show you that. Where am I gonna put this? Let's put this right here. I also, when I got this, I was not familiar with how to store swords, so it is ever so slightly curved this way from being set on its tip for probably a month or so before I figured out that that was a really bad thing to do. So this is my LARP sword. My LARP longsword for Picoline. It is from Kalamazoo. It's the Bellator 2. I got the refurbished one, so it cost me like a lot less. I think I probably paid around $80 for it. It's fun. It's squishy. It's nice and squishy. I look forward to hitting people with this. It is, the one thing that I don't like about it is that it is less balanced than my plastic longsword. So it's about the same length. Let's look at that. They're about the same length. This one's slightly less balanced, which is something to learn how to use, and obviously the blade is much thicker towards the end. Like, I'm pretty used to this pretty whippy tip, so this one will be some getting used to. I haven't worked with it a whole ton. I'm probably going to get back to some of my drills from studying longsword and maybe film some of those. I'll work on it. I'll work on it. This is pretty cool, though. Okay, so we're nearing the end of my sword journey, but I decided that I was going to go to Picoline, and having never really LARPed before, I've done my boffer fighting, I've done some reenactments, I've done some things that could probably be called roleplay, and some things that could probably be called medieval live-action-ish. I've never really properly done LARPing. So, I looked around, and I found out that there's a town quite near me that actually has an Amtgard park. So, I decided, why not? Let's go see what this is all about. It's really tiny. There's only like a few people that make it there every week, but they're all super awesome. I've been a few times. I haven't been able to go regularly because of life. And obviously Amtgard uses a boffer system. And I was given help in, I finished someone's short sword, and they let me keep it, basically. and I would like to make a longsword for Amtgard, but I don't really know how to do that. And I have so many projects right now, it's like, do I really need that badly? The answer is kind of yes, because I want to fight longsword. I don't want to fight single-handed sword. But with that said, here's my little boffer. It's pretty small. I don't like fighting single-handed. I really like having a two-handed sword. So we'll see how that goes. And the problem is, one of the big problems that I haven't made it yet is that I need a crossguard. Personally, I know you don't need a crossguard to have a two-handed weapon. I need a crossguard because the amount of times that this crossguard has saved me when I was learning how to use it, it's wild. It's wild, man. Like, you can do so much with these, like, few inches on either side. And also, with having an extended pommel, like, there's a couple inches there that is very useful for blocking. Usually happens by accident, but it's useful anyway. So, this is my Amtgard weapon. It has a lot of tape on it. It has a lot more tape on it. So I guess those are my swords. I've got my little Amtgard boffer. I've got my plastic German long from Red Dragon Armory. And my beautiful foam, squishy, safe for hitting people longsword from Kalamazoo. Thanks for watching.